How many vision boards have you made in your life? How many hours have you spent writing affirmations like "I am a millionaire" 50 times a day in a notebook? How long have you been trying to vibrate higher so that the universe will finally deliver the goods? And yet, here you are. The car isn't in the driveway. The bank account looks the same, and you are exhausted from the endless spiritual hustle. There is nothing wrong with the practices of vision board and affirmations. You started questioning why it worked for other people, why not me? And you start questioning which part of my practice has gone wrong, what is the missing link? Welcome back to the Advanced Manifestation Protocol. In episode 1, we looked at how the masters define reality creation. But today, in episode 2, we need to clear up the single biggest point of confusion in the entire spiritual community. We need to talk about the massive difference between the law of attraction and the actual law of manifestation. And we will discuss why the way most people practice the law of attraction is actually keeping them poor, lonely, and stuck. Let's define standard law of attraction as it's taught in most documentaries and best-selling books. The basic premise is the magnet model. It operates on the belief that you are over here and the thing you want, the money, the relationship, the health, is over there, outside of you, in the universe somewhere. The teaching says that if you want to bridge that gap, you need to become a magnet. You need to raise your vibration to match the frequency of the desire, and then, through enough focus and positive thinking, you will pull that external object toward you until it sticks. So, you spend all day trying to be magnetic. You suppress your negative emotions because you're afraid they will repel your desires. You constantly check reality to see if it's arriving yet. You are in a constant state of doing something to get something else. On the surface, this sounds logical, like attracts like, right? But if you look deeper, using the advanced perspectives by the teachers from the previous episode, you have learned and realized the magnet model has a fatal flaw built into its very foundation, a flaw that guarantees failure for 90% of the people who use it. Here is the hard truth. You cannot attract something that you believe is outside of you. Why? Because the very act of trying to attract something is the ultimate affirmation that you do not have it. When you sit down to do your affirmations because you desperately need money, what is the actual dominant frequency you are broadcasting to the universe? Are you broadcasting the frequency of having? No. You are broadcasting the frequency of wanting, needing, and lacking. The universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you are. If your fundamental identity is a person who is trying to attract abundance, the universe will mirror that back perfectly. It will give you endless opportunities to keep trying to attract, but it will never give you the actual abundance. You get stuck in the waiting room forever. Standard law of attraction reinforces separation. It convinces you that there is a gap between you and your desire, and that it's your job to close the gap through spiritual hard work. But what if there is no gap? What if the thing isn't over there? This is where we leave the basic law of attraction behind and step into real manifestation. If the law of attraction is the magnet model, trying to pull something from the outside in, then the true law of manifestation is the projector model. It is projecting reality from the inside out. The world is an illusion. It is not a solid place where things are over there. Everything you see, touch, and experience is a holographic rendering of your own consciousness. There is no gap. There is no separation. There is no external universe deciding whether you are high vibe enough to receive your Lamborghini. The external world is a mirror. It has no built-in meaning. It simply reflects the internal frequency you are holding in this exact second. When you understand the law of manifestation, you stop trying to get things. You stop trying to manipulate the mirror. If you look in a mirror and you are frowning, you don't reach out and try to physically stretch the mirror's reflection into a smile. That is insane. That is the law of attraction. The law of manifestation says, if you want the reflection to smile, you must smile first. You must become the frequency of the thing you desire deeply within your own code, and the mirror, the 3D simulation, is mathematically forced to update the graphics to match you. So, if you are the projector, what is the film? What is the actual code generating your life? It is the combined frequency of your 4 bodies: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. The law of attraction usually tells you to just fix your mental body. Think positive thoughts. Visualize your goal. But if your mental body is visualizing wealth, while your mental body running a I can't earn a living and blocks to trusting program, and emotional body is holding terror about paying rent, and your spiritual body is carrying a past life vow of poverty, the projector is broken, the film is corrupted, the mirror is going to reflect chaos and struggle. To manifest flawlessly, the code in all 4 bodies must be identical. You do not need to attract the perfect partner. You need to identify the exact line of code in your emotional body that says, I am unlovable, and delete it. Once that code is gone, and all 4 bodies are aligned in the frequency of I am whole and deeply loved, the projector instantly renders that reality. The perfect partner simply spawns into your life because the mirror has no choice but to reflect your new code. Let's break down exactly how this machine works. If you are the projector, what is the actual hardware rendering your 3D reality? Your reality engine is made up of 4 main components, acting like 4 distinct lenses that the light of your consciousness must pass through. In the BodyMaitre system, we call these your 4 bodies. 1. The mental body. This is the first lens. It holds your conscious thoughts, your logic, and your stated desires. It is where you say, I want to be financially free. 2. The emotional body. The second lens. This holds your feelings and your vibrational frequency. 3. The physical body. The third lens. This is your nervous system, your cellular memory, and how you physically act in the 3D world. 4. The spiritual body, the deepest lens. This holds your soul records, past life karmic blueprints, and unconscious agreements. Here is why most people fail at manifestation: inner conflict. Imagine your mental body is clearly visualizing a successful business, but deep down, your emotional body feels terrified of failure, and your spiritual body is still holding on to a past life vow of poverty. What happens to the light? It passes through I want to be rich, crashes into I am terrified, and collides with money is evil. The frequencies are completely mismatched. The light scatters. The result projected onto the screen of your reality is chaos, stagnation, and frustration. You are trying to play a 4K movie through broken, muddy lenses. But what happens when you achieve coherence? Coherence is the ultimate secret of the law of manifestation. It means all 4 bodies are vibrating at the exact same frequency. There is 0 inner conflict. Your mind believes it, your heart feels it safely, your nervous system is relaxed into it, and your soul is cleared of any blocking programs. When your 4 bodies align perfectly, the projector beam is completely unobstructed. The energy has nowhere else to go but straight into physical form. That is the exact moment the universe bends. The things and experiences you desire simply spawn into your reality, not because you pulled them to you, but because your internal hardware finally matched the external software. You didn't force the manifestation, you just aligned the lenses. This is the massive paradigm shift of the advanced manifestation protocol. We stop trying to change the outside world. We use our BodyMaitre tools to open up the developer console and hack the internal code. When you use your pendulum and the command deck, you are not performing magic to pull money to you. You are performing a system diagnostic on your four bodies. You are asking your higher self, what specific glitch in my four-body system is projecting the illusion of lack? You use the discharge and nullify command to delete the virus. You use the energize and optimize command to install the new frequency. You fix the film, and the moment the film is clean, the movie changes. You are not a magnet trying to pull the universe toward you. You are the universe itself, projecting a localized, temporary experience through the lens of an avatar. Fix the film, and the movie will take care of itself.